let us take a moment to appreciate the physical embodiment of thick, Tara. They say they don't have any food in that RV. I am calling bullshit. You take one look at that booty, and that is speaking otherwise. They had plenty of food in that RV. She's like the least sexualized character in the entire show, and yet somehow I've attached onto her as like the hottest one. She's just too thick. I can't handle it. But let's seriously. I actually want to seriously talk about her character because for the longest time, from the start of my reactions, really, I've been calling her just generic white girl, and I've been calling Sasha generic black girl, and both of them together just, generic strong girl with gun, is really what their character was. They didn't have, like, a signature weapon. I mean, not every character has a signature weapon, but, they didn't really have anything special going on. Sasha does seem to specifically have the sniper rifle thing going on now, but, they had gone through character development, but just going through character development isn't enough anymore in this show. And it's crazy to say that. It's insane that I can say that. But we have just... I don't know if our cast of alive named characters, is about 100 yet or not. I have almost every single named character, especially the live, written down. Definitely not all the ones that are named dead written down. But, so... I might be able to figure that out, but either way, there's tens of tiers of, or there's tiers of characters where in one tier it's like tens of characters that you love, or tens of characters that you hate, or tens of characters that you like, or you're meh about, or whatever. So being able to just have just having character development in general, I mean, doesn't, everybody gets that. Every single character gets that. They'll give any character the spotlight. They gave Dwight the whole spotlight for an episode. I mean, not like it was his whole episode. It was a lot of Daryl, too. But, you know what I mean? They gave him a big spotlight for an episode. And he is Dwight. He's a minor character right now. They'll give big characterization and development into people like Gregory or whatever. I mean, I'm not sure if he's gone through exactly development yet. But still, every character gets development. So just having development is not enough at this point. You need to have, really amazingly written top-tier development for it to really, hit home. And it's the same thing I sort of talked about, with Enid, where, she's gone through plenty and she has character development, but it's just it's not enough for me right now. I think Tara's has definitely evolved to be enough for me, just in nature by it not. She hasn't gone through something more tragic this time or anything. But her development, just in this, just getting this focus episode really, really gave me a chance to see the aspect of her personality of being calm in dangerous situations, keeping a level head, being, cheerful and always being the one to make jokes and stuff like that. I've always been saying that she's the one who's done this, but she gets so little focus that I'm just yeah, she's there and that's her character, and it's interesting, but it's not, it's entertaining, but it wasn't interesting. Whereas now that Abraham and Glenn are dead, those are two big major characters that got taken out, so there's a lot more room for story with Rick's group, filling in the, in Rick's main group, we're always going to have, even if we're expanding outside that with multiple civilizations, in the Rick's group, we're always going to have a central number of characters who get a big amount of focus in a certain number of seasons. And so, yeah, it seems like Tara got her focus, then she was, right when she was introduced with the governor and all that, was put on the back burner for a long time, and she got to have these moments and stuff like that, but, they might be bringing her back into a main character role going forward now that those two are gone. And I wonder who else would, if they are going to bring up another person into the main. Sasha, maybe, but Sasha, I feel like last season was also basically a main character. Yeah, I'm not sure who else hasn't had that, main character status that isn't dead already. I don't know. Maybe I'll say something at the end. But I mean, maybe Enid's getting a little bit more focus. She's a kid, so I'm not sure. Like, this would be the time where it's like, all right, give her a ton of focus right now. Then as she's aging, put her on the back burner for a little bit, and then we'll bring her back in later during a time skip and stuff. Which I want to talk about that, but I'll talk about that at the very end. So I'm just gonna write down young at the bottom of my notes, and we'll get to that at the end. But right, so I think in The Walking Dead, the major ways that characters can stand out is 3 ways: through their appearance, through their personality, or through actual, like, just really strong, amazing written character development. And it can be a combination of any of these 3, and none of them are mutually exclusive at all. But just having one be really good can make the character stand out. You don't need all 3. You only really need 1 to be amazing, 2 to be okay, or 3 for them to just be a decent guy. I'd say if they have all 3 and it's not done amazingly, but just all right, still sometimes they can be an okay character. But yeah, I would say those 3 things: personality, appearance, and just actual good-ass character development. I mean, for any series, that's what makes a character stand out for sure. But for a live-action series, something like appearance is a less of a factor usually. And I think that comes in The Walking Dead in terms of characters having signature weapons, or just having a very signature, like the personality and appearance really goes a lot into it. Tara has this very bad bitch personality going on right now. Like, I hope she sticks with that a bit. Bitch. I hope it doesn't, like, immediately go away now that she, like, it was a great scene with her walking in like the baddest bitch on earth, sunglasses, the fucking makeshift spear thing she had, just walking in there with some swagger, and then just her face dropping as she's hearing the news from Eugene, and just the gut-wrenching impact of everything that's happening. But I do hope that she doesn't change entirely. I want her to stay upbeat. I want her to stay, the bad bitch. I don't know how else to put it other than that, but that's how I would describe her. She's just a gangsta bitch. She a bad bitch. I love her gag of just, like, I don't even, gag or whatever, but of just giving the middle finger to people, it's wonderful. I do have to convince her just overall that, one, just her journey so far from going just a little girl held up in an apartment, being swayed into the government, the governor and all his plans, and now she's just a hardened survivor who went from the Oceanside, place, civilization, wherever the hell that was, and all the way back here, walking on her own. Like, what a fucking boss. She's nuts. I love her. Hard as shit. This girl is nuts. And I think this episode is, like, earning her badassness. Like, throughout the rest of the season now, she can be a badass. Like, this was her big moment. She's done stuff before, but this was huge, dude. It's not understated enough. I mean, it cannot be overstated enough how fucking far she had to have walked, how much shit she had to have gone through, how long it must have taken, with barely any food or anything like that. Even though, I don't know, man, those thighs are saying she got some food. But, and now getting back to after that huge triumphant moment, this amazing feat that she has done, she gets back. Her girlfriend, who she couldn't even say that she loved, is dead. Glenn, who she was really, really close to, is dead. Probably her, best friend here, after maybe Noah or something. She seemed to be actually really close to Noah. And then Abraham, who, she might not have been really close to, but she spent a long time on the road with him, and he's dead. 3 people that, a lot of times, sometimes the survivor might not have known them that well, but she had 3 people she was pretty well close to, or, was her girlfriend dying. And she wasn't here for any of it. She had to find out after the fact. And now she has to learn, okay, and we're working under Negan, we have to give him half our shit, and Daryl's gone. Carol's pieced out. Morgan's pieced out. Everybody's fucking gone. Maggie's up at the hilltop. Fucking Sasha's up at the hilltop. Enid's gone. Carl's gone. Everybody's not at the fucking Alexandria. Nobody's anywhere. So, the other thing, we found the Oceanside Cabin Motor Court, is what the civilization was called. Basically, I had to, like, Google it, like, what exactly was, what a cabin motor court was and stuff. It's basically like just a vacation retreat to live like the old times. You know, one of those types of places. But, yeah, like a motel, sort of, for that sort of thing. And so they have like a bell system to redirect the zombies, which I love just seeing all these different ways that civilizations redirect the zombies or just do any little tiny thing, you know, how do we irrigate the crops? How do we do this? Where do we keep all the weapons? Where do we keep the food? Like, just the logistics of, perfect. I mention it almost every reaction, but I'm so fanboying out every time it happens that I need to mention it every time. So they call them bobbers, the zombies. They called them bobbers. Now, they could just mean, because they only used it in the one sense, which was the zombie in the Terra, when they thought that she was a bobber. So they could just mean walkers that are coming from the water are bobbers, which, sure. But if they just call all zombies bobbers because they live in an ocean kind of area, that's retarded. That's stupid slang. But we don't know yet. We'll see. But so Rachel, the little girl, she's gonna absolutely grow up 100% to be a psychopath. Like, it's what she's trained. You can't blame her because she's just been groomed into doing this from the whole group, and you can't really blame the whole group after what they've gone through with Negan and everything. But yeah, she is gonna absolutely grow up to be a psychopath 100%. And yeah, like, none of these groups, I don't like it for, what they were trying to do to Terra and everything like that. It's understandable. I don't actually blame them at all. The only groups that I really find fault with are the groups like Negan's group or the Wolves, who just fucking waste everything. And honestly, I don't think it would be that awful if we were like, yeah, we're gonna just come take your guns and you're gonna be a part of our group now, and we're gonna get you entangled with Negan, but we're doing it for our own survival. Like, hopefully they wouldn't get them entangled with Negan. Hopefully they would be able to do it on the down low. But I understand why Terra is like, yeah, I'm not gonna say anything about them. I wouldn't blame her for doing it, though. I don't think they should, but I wouldn't blame her. I would understand our group being like, we're doing what we gotta do to survive. As long as you're using it, it's not, it's like the Terminus group and that. It's, this world, you can somewhat justify the eat or be eaten sort of thing. But the Saviors and the Wolves is not an eat or be eaten situation. They are just going in, destroying, and leaving no waste. Or all waste. They don't care about getting the usefulness out of things. Only ill intentions. So, last thing I want to talk about in this discussion is the young. The note I made at the end there. We have Carl, we have Enid, we have Rachel, we have, let me look up his name, actually. The kid from the Kingdom. I do have it, so I want to write it down, and I want to just check and see if I'm... Judith as well. Judith is a big part of what I want to talk about. Any other... Maggie's having a baby. That's happening. Who was this kid? Was it Benjamin? Benjamin is the other kid there. The Saviors don't really have a kid at all, which I'm not surprised about. Yeah. So, anyway, there's a lot. All those civilizations have one young child because we are gearing up. Not anytime soon in terms of for me, but I think maybe like even after season 10 or something. I don't know. Again, I have not been spoiled, so it could have already happened. But I do think there's going to be a big time skip that happens at some point. I think we're a ways away from it. If we get a time skip soon, I think it's going to be another one that's just like, a couple months have passed or something. I don't think it would be like, 10 years have passed or whatever. But I do think there's going to be a point where the kids are going to be like, not a little bit older than teens, like young adults, like 18, 19, 20, like that age. A lot of the adults are going to be a lot older. like much older. A lot of them are gonna be dead. Probably like that's gonna be the big point is gonna be whenever Rick dies, right? I think that's gonna be when the time skip has to happen, whenever Rick dies. But because I can't see it could like they could just keep him. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to, again, like Kirkman said, oh, the worst choice I ever made was taking off Rick's arm. So, like, it was a cool thing when it happened. It was a cool idea he had, but ultimately he regretted it. He said at the beginning, I want to kill Rick off. It's gonna happen. But, maybe he's come to regret that decision, and maybe Rick won't. Maybe Rick will die of old age, and that's the, oh, Rick's gonna die, but I wasn't lying. He did die, but he just died of old age. That would be sweet. I doubt it, though. I'm pretty sure at some point, again, I think it's going to be plenty of seasons ahead of now. Rick's going to die. We're going to get a time skip. The leaders of the civilization, because Ezekiel's pretty damn old, too. His hair is gray and shit. It's going to have to be also after the collapse of Negan. Maybe Negan and Rick taking each other out somehow. But it's going to be a big time skip. Carl is going to be probably not in charge of Alexandria. I doubt Carl's going to be in charge of Alexandria. Maybe Enid and Carl as like a, I don't know. But I mean, like, I just don't think anybody trusts Carl right now. Like, people trust him, but enough to run a whole civilization. And I know I'm saying many years, but still, we would want to see people learn that trust. And I don't think they really have that for Carl right now. But we're definitely, you guys see what I'm saying. We're getting somewhere like that. We're having a lot of babies. We're having a lot of kids. We're working our way up to a big time skip, I think. And it's many seasons away, but I love thinking about the big picture with Walking Dead. I love thinking about I wonder if this is going to happen 6 seasons from now. I was just talking about it with the editor, and just about how it really feels like season 1 through 5 is apocalypse, and season 5 forward, or especially season 5.5 forward, is all just post-apocalypse. I mean, I would even say all 5 forward is post-apocalypse. And, like, back when this series was a 6-episode mini Halloween mini-series, would have never expected it to be this big of a thing. Oh, man. Alright. I will see you guys for the next reaction. Until then, let us all give our thanks to the thickness of Tara.